Good evenings, K-Flight Stories and our followers from all over. Hope you guys are good, hope you guys are well. I have a very shocking story tonight that I want to share with you for the people in the studio. This happens not only at a specific branch, but it happens all over. It's a problem with service delivery for the law-abiding citizens. I'm going to be very honest with you. Ik ga my gloves afhaal. Ek is gatvol van die type service delivery, home affairs, SEPs, the hospital and so on. I mean, at the end of the day, we are taxpayers. And you know what? Yes, we all contribute, all of us. If we work, sy sien nie die increase wat die baas so gee nie, because most of the tax money, most of your increase go to the tax money, and that is frustrating. And then you have to go fetch yourself a passport at Home Affairs, and then you have to go there 4 or 5 times, even 10 times to go, because they are too busy or the system is down or whatever. So tonight we're going to unpack a bit about Wynberg. There's quite a few people that was on the thread 2 days ago that complained, and we want to talk about what is Wynberg turned into. Not only the outside of Wynberg, but also Home Affairs. I'm disgusted by what I've experienced Wednesday, as well as last weekend Friday, and I think government needs to do something. The officials needs to step in. This is unacceptable. We mustn't tolerate this anymore. If we get bad service from government, we need to stand up. It's election time now, so it's a good time for us as citizens to make demands and to say, worry, at Vicky, so don't vote for them. So with me in the studio, I've got a couple. Hulle was brave enough om aan te kom. Louise witnessed something, but she will speak on her own and she will tell you guys more about what is it that she witnessed. Good evening, and welcome to K-Flight Stories.
Hi. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Stan,
Pleasure.
for having Gareth and I here. Look, we're just here to, I think, advise everybody about the danger it actually is to go to Wynberg Home Affairs. I can't speak of anything else but what I've experienced and the anxiety, the mental health that it put everybody through there. On that day, I think there was a room full of us, and I didn't understand what was happening. I've never seen officials, and this is government officials, treat people, us, like we're nothing. Sure. So yeah, thank you for inviting us. Thank you for showing an interest in this, because it's quite lonely when you have such a lot to say.
That's
and
right.
you feel like nobody's listening. So thus, I hope I do the mother, Manette, and the son justice by telling her story. I hope that they heal, and I hope that the son gets what he needs, what he deserves, and he has a blessed matric here. Yeah.
If you told me what you told me on Wednesday, but you told it to me last week on Wednesday, I would have told you no, but this can't be.
But don't you think it's ironic when I messaged you?
It's ironic because when the first time I had to deal with Wynberg was on Friday and Wednesday again. And when you said something about just now about how the staff treat people, I saw, ek het 'n uncle gesien, né? Uncle met 'n gryskop. Hy het daar gestaan, hy was kwaad geweest Woensdag. And like, how can you, I sê vir die vrou, how can you talk like this to me?
Sure.
Show me your fingers and all this. And the security guards doen die job, like it's my funny managers, they give numbers and they tell you to go stand there. It's just chaotic. It's just chaotic. So I wouldn't have believed you last week, but now,
And that's the thing. That is what I was telling Gareth when you played the voice note and I heard you say, ek is so kwaad. I was like, yeah, thank you, man. Not for your experience or that you had to go through, but thank you that now when I speak to you, we speak with the same emotions. Because I was worried that you can tell somebody a story, but that somebody that didn't experience it won't understand from where you're coming from fully.
Yeah.
But it is a coincidence or whatever you might call it, a godsend that now you and I have that same feeling. And I can tell you, you are right, because sometimes people just say, you're too sensitive, you're too dramatic.
That's
it's
right.
not. They are rude.
They are very rude.
It doesn't matter what color you are, because they treat everybody the same. I don't know if there's an ego there, if they know or believe that if you don't do as they say, that's it for you. And is that a country we want to live in?
No.
Your ID shouldn't be this difficult. You must have an ID.
That's right.
To go anywhere. Even if you want to anything. So why do we stand 9 hours in a queue, unattended, unprotected, unwanted? Because it's not like they make you feel welcome.
Yeah.
Imagine they welcomed us as they did the COVID, what is that?
The
Jab.
Yes.
Don't you think it would have been more better, easier, if they did what they did with the jab?
Yeah.
It's like we have to be dependent. This is a narcissistic relationship, I think, between the citizens and government, and we're staying. They're gaslighting us. We see it, but we just don't want to do anything about it. A few of
Keeping
us.
quiet. We're keeping quiet. All of us are keeping quiet. You said something there now about government and you know what? When you go to the bank, they smile because you pay. Not all the banks, but most of the banks. And we don't go to Wynberg for a free passport or for a free ID.
No, we pay for
We
it.
pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
We pay a lot of money for a bookie, and then we must still, renew it every 5 years. So they're not doing us a favor.
How much did you pay for the parking at Home Affairs?
Ridiculous.
Because when we went, to do the application, how much did you pay, Gareth? About $80?
No, my first payment was about 50 odd, but that was for a good couple of hours.
Okay.
But then I came back and I thought, I'm just going to pick up my wife. Should get her post ID. She was on the way of getting the ID. And then I had to pay another 15 rand for like an hour.
For an hour. So if you stay there for a whole day, for 9 hours or 12 hours, let's say you go there 6 o'clock and you leave again the afternoon, let's say 4 o'clock. You pay a lot of money and you can't park your car outside of, because we know Wynberg is dangerous. Wynberg is dangerous.
Yeah.
But what happened to you guys when you were there? What was the incident? Tell us more about that.
Okay, so let me start with the attempted, or I don't know, do you say it's attempted kidnapping, or because they took the child and then they left him by home choice. So I don't know if it's attempted or kidnapping.
I would say it's attempted.
Okay, attempted kidnapping. So this is the Facebook post from Annette de Vos. She's the mother that was involved. She says, "Today was very traumatizing day for us as a family. I am not somebody to vent on social media or attack government institutions, but today I just had enough. My son needed to collect his ID this morning at the Department of Home Affairs Inquiries in Wynberg. May not more. We arrived at 8, only to be told it is load shedding and they will only assist us once they go online." And that would be at 10:15. The security came around and informed us that they are starting with the priorities first. So priorities are the elderly, I think, and the sick people. Okay? First. So we will be standing and waiting. So now we're waiting and waiting. At 12:15, it's eventually my son's turn to go to the other line where they give off the ID numbers to enter. Bear in mind as the parent, you are not allowed to go in with the child. So now I'm sitting on a bench and waiting and watching him. At the same time, I get a call. And whilst talking on the phone, I see my son walking out of the line with a guy dressed in a blue overall. I walk to them and he tells me that he's got a delivery for Home Affairs and needs help to carry it in. And the security told him to take my son. He will put his name first on the list. I went to security asking him who gave him the permission to send my son with a stranger, and he tells me he doesn't know the guy. By this time, this guy is out with my son. I ran out the mall, down to the parking, and I didn't see them. I ran up again This time I'm frantic and in tears, shouting, shouting. Security refused to assist me and tells me it is not their responsibility and I must report it to the mall management. I ran out again, this time down to the robots, no sign of them. I ran back into the mall, frantic, scared, crying, shouting, and in a state asking security to help me. All they did was show me directions to mall management. On my way there, my son walks in traumatized, shaking. The guy asked my son for his phone, as the monitors that they about to carry to Home Affairs is worth a lot of money, and he needed to trust my son. He then gave the phone to a security by the entrance of the mall. He told my son, the bakkie is parked at Home Choice, and he took my son all the way there and ran away. My son doesn't know Wynberg and needed to walk back to the mall. He went back to the security at the entrance but was told that he doesn't have his phone. So I think he went back to that same security because he recognized him, asked for his phone, and that guy says, no, I don't have it. I went to mall management and demanded to view the footage and saw how this guy was targeting school children. Mall management refused to release the footage to me as I didn't have a case number. When I asked them to call the police, they informed me that I will wait up to 3 days for them. I need to go to the police station to open up a case. Home Affairs officials were so cold towards me, they refused to assist me or my son and made it very clear it is not their responsibility. Knowing what just happened to us, they still made us wait until 2 o'clock for his ID. People went up to the security to ask if they just can't help me because I need to get my son to the police station. They made it very clear. That they have a system and his number is not processed yet. Please don't get me wrong. It is not about the phone that they took, but it's about the guy who is claiming to deliver Home Affairs for Home Affairs and targeting our children whilst they are waiting in the line. After we went to the SAPS in Wynberg, they couldn't process the docket because I didn't have the phone's IME number. My husband tried contacting the regional manager of Home Affairs, but no response. Parents, please be careful when sending your children to Home Affairs. They are targeting our children, especially in school uniform. My son is traumatized by the whole experience. I wouldn't wish this on any child or parents. She says to the 2 ladies, myself and another lady who were waiting in the queue, thank you for your assistance and calming me down. I didn't get your names, but But I am so appreciative and grateful. May God continue to bless you and enlarge your territory.
Awesome. And how, that was another lady's child, but how did that affect you? You as jy het gegaan om jou ID te gaan haal, you didn't expect anything like this to happen. How did this affect you?
So, if I think back, look, I was really upset with Home Affairs for another girl that I had with me all day. I mean, this is her 3rd time. Biometrics failed her. And she walked out crying. Gareth still ran after and she left because she told me if she doesn't come right, she can't go to America to go study. So while I'm dealing with that, and I'm like, no, man, this is wrong. This is a young child being blocked. I see this lady, the other lady that Manette refers to, talking to the boy. But now I don't know what's going on. And I wasn't going to ask because I don't want to, But I look back and I see Manette crying, but sobbing. And Gary says to me, I think this boy just got robbed. Not robbed, robbed or kidnapped. I said, what? I said, why aren't they at center management? Why are they here? Why are they not in the room? Why is the police not here? And I started, and then she told me what happened. I said, I was like, no. She's like, no, seriously. You know what I saw? I saw a mother who just went through a worse fear. What is our fear as parents, losing your child?
That's right.
Especially in that manner. Because Your child was just there. You just took a phone call.
Yeah.
You know, the shock of that, losing a son for that couple of seconds, then on top of it, nobody wanting to help. We cannot. I stood up and I said to everybody, we really need to do better as humans. This woman is somebody's wife, somebody's child. And why would we do that to a child? That boy, shame, he sat there and he stared at the floor. He had no emotion. Yeah. But he couldn't because he was too shocked.
He was too shocked.
But then at the end, being shocked and traumatized on top of traumatized is wrong.
It's wrong.
And I want to say this to the colored, and I don't want to make this about color, but this is the only way I can identify her because they weren't wearing name badges and they refused to give me their names. Even though I said as a public servant, you are supposed to display your identity. There was a police guy with me and I asked him, am I right? Am I sucking this out of my thumb or is this true? And he looked at them because he had the same issue.
Yeah.
They disregard whoever you are. And I said to this colored girl, I hope that she doesn't have children because I can't see how another mother or woman can do that to another human being. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the arrogance, I don't know, they're so ego. There's such a lot of ego in there. Such a lot of...
True.
I don't know. I have no words. The way she grabbed my ID out of Gareth's hand and handed me the ticket with a smirk that I can't seem to get out of my head.
Yeah.
It is actually one of the things that I'm trying to let go of by showing me I'm in charge here. No matter what. That's wrong.
That's wrong, yes.
And then for them to not call the policeman, if that was their child, what would they want from you and I? I want everybody and anybody to protect my children.
That's right.
As I would protect their children.
But let's just go. Let's take worst case scenario. That boy was taken away, he's disappeared. We hear of stories where people disappear, where children disappear. We never see them again. Human trafficking is real. Human trafficking is real. What if that was a case where this boy was taken from his family? What would that have done to that family? And this all because of a lack of service from their side. I mean, you said something. I would have laughed at you if you told me this last week. But I was there. Wynberg's staff is so incompetent, and I want to say this on air. They don't know how to smile. They don't know how to talk to you. The guy told me, as you come in on top by the collection section, the guy sitting here in the right-hand corner. I asked him, sir, what is the procedure here? What do I do? I'm here to collect my ID and my passport for the second time. He said to me, go. I was so I thought, yeah, ek wil die ou nou 'n klap gee. The way how he spoke to me. And then it's there where I realized, but it's not him only. I see yellow stuff. The guy, and I want to mention his name on a, I saw on his badge, Mr. Samora, I think he's the manager or somebody. And this guy tells me, and I ask him, sir, but he don't listen to you. He talks the whole time. I said, sir, just listen to me quickly. After a while, I said, yeah, what? I said, sir, you should get the process. I mean, you are every day here. You have every day the same problems. You should have a process in place where it makes it easier, not only for you, but for the people coming here as well. Yeah, you see, we are trying our very best. We're learning every time. And I got upset and I said to him, but you can't be learning anymore. You've been here for years. Load shedding has been here for almost 16, 7 years. You've been at this branch for quite a while. You should have a plan of action. And he got very upset and he just said, go man. That is the way they speak to us. Now, like I said, ons betaal vir ons IDs en vir ons passports. Baie geld. I thought that Kailicha was the worst. I was at Kailicha a few weeks ago. I would have rather preferred them to keep the passport and ID at Kailicha. Kailicha is a better Home Affairs than Wynberg. They need to investigate Wynberg. They need to do something about Wynberg. This is not the first time. If you look in the comment section of our post on Wednesday, you will see there's a lot of people. There's almost 230 comments from different people, all with the same bad experiences. Gareth, you were also there. What was your view on this whole thing?
Look, I was also surprised when I heard about what happened to that little boy, because it happened quick.
Yeah.
And I saw him running with another guy, not knowing that I wasn't sure he was chasing the guy or he was just following the guy to go fetch something. And then all of a sudden I came back and we're sitting there and mother's crying and I asked her what happened. She told me, no, my son just got robbed and whatever. And she told me about the footage and I started thinking, man, we were standing in the line and you got these, I don't know what to call those homeless people, vagrants or whatever, and they're walking in the mall and they're loafing by you. They asking you for 2 rand, they're asking you for rand. Now, you can't go to Blue Route Mall, you're not going to expect that there.
No. Kanaalwalk, no.
Kanaalwalk, you're not going to expect it there. But why is it allowed by Wynberg? Where's the security there? So they need to beef up something.
That's true.
They need to put us on a different spot where we know that we are safe when we go to Home Affairs.
Yeah.
But standing outside there, I asked her, I was watching this guy and he was watching me. But I was watching him because the people are standing with their phones in their hand. It's easy, grab it
It's
and
easy.
run.
It's easier.
So I'm watching him and I'm watching him.
Yeah.
And then there was another big, bulky, white kind of guy, white guy. And he was like a well built and he was also watching. And he like looked at me and I looked at him and I just nodded. And then like we had like a moment here where he said, if you're gonna grab him, I'm gonna grab him first. We're gonna knock him.
Yeah.
So they need to beef up security there at the mall. Definitely.
They need to beef up security. They need to beef up the security, the mall security.
I was gonna say yes.
And also the Home Affairs. You know what? Wynberg is a business hub. Wynberg is a business hub, and it makes it just difficult for us. Like, let's say a grandmother because many of our people from Parkwood or Trail, Lotus River, Steenberg, now areas go to Wynberg. There isn't anywhere else where Home Affairs. I think the closest one is in the CBD or in Claremont. Yes. So Wynberg is the hub for many of the people. Yeah. If that is the case, many of these grandmothers can't have their pension. Many of these children, you mentioned something about earlier on about a child that was having a certificate. Let's say a child from Parkwood needs an ID to go to high school or birth certificate. How long are they going to stand? But I also remember Home Affairs used to be, if I'm not mistaken, just close to the library. It wasn't in the mall. That Home Affairs was perfect.
I was going to say earlier on to you, I don't remember as a child, I don't remember as a child having these issues.
No.
Maybe I was too young, but then again, times has changed, you know. I think with Manette's post, number one, something needs to be done to Maynard Mall.
That's right.
Management. That there is pathetic. Whoever who works there had the audacity to tell her, you will wait 3 days. Yeah. I mean, if the Home Affairs office, just go with me here quickly. Yeah. They are government. Shouldn't they have like a button to the police station?
Yeah. Yes.
If it makes sense. If the manager you spoke about, because I think I dealt with him the day before, so it was ek wat vir hom kwaad gemaak het vir jou. But if he made a call and said, I am the manager of Home Affairs, I need you here now, child. Shouldn't the mall have been locked down? Shouldn't have been a pink, yellow, a pink, blue, a pink, whatever? Because I promise you, that guy was still in that mall. And because Manette saw the footage. Now imagine you just saw what happened to your son. And they tell you, you are going to wait 3 days. I looked at her and I said to her, because then she broke. So I got up and I said to her, I'm proud of you. Because she could have left, but it means that the son won't be able to write matric. So she was forced to sit there and feel what she needed to feel. And funny enough, the security that you speak about. So she was very upset with him, because now obviously seeing that this guy the kidnapper, speaking to the security and leaving with her son. I don't think there was sound to it. I'm not quite sure. And then I said to him, the security, you think this is funny? You think this is a joke because he and the supervisor are speaking their language. And Manette looks to me and she says, you know, they're talking about you. I say, this is why we need to learn Xhosa.
Yeah.
And shock him.
Yeah.
I said, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I told her straight, it's okay, because you know how we knew their whole body language and the grin they gave off. And you can see this is a pattern. They used to this. Then she says to him, if my husband comes here now and you're here, it's going to be big trouble. And I told him, I said to the security, to not make matters worse, please take lunch.
Yeah.
You leave. Because wat gaan het bad? You can't blame the father for going to hit this man.
Yeah.
I'm sure any father would.
Yes.
But what is the consequences afterwards? Because remember, it would be an attack on the security guard. So it won't benefit Manette him. So I said, leave. The manager, the supervisor did not display or wanted to give his identification. He calls out the name and he goes, literally, that's all we heard, right? There was a lady across from me. She says, did you call out? And she mentions her name. He looks at the whole room, you know, the room inside, and he says, whatever.
As you said it.
He actually said, whatever. I stood up and I said, no, man. Does nobody see anything wrong with what he just said? How we found out he was the supervisor was when we asked for a manager. To us at home, when he said whatever, I was like, who's the manager here? He's like, me.
He's the guy with the glasses, right?
Yes.
The skinny guy.
No.
He's the one that as you come into the collections, he was the first one. I don't know if they rotate, you know, sometimes their desk is not their desk. But he's an oldish guy. But he's miserable because after they refused my ID, because I helped Manette get her son, thank God, he got his ID before load shedding because we wouldn't have it. Load shedding, they shut down.
That's the other thing, because when I was there on Wednesday, they said, if like yesterday, if they have load shedding at 8, they only open at 10.
Yeah.
and they close at, let's say there's load shedding. If they have load shedding, if they have stage 4 load shedding, if they have load shedding, let's say from 8 till 12, dan word niemand gehelp nie. Dan week hulle halfdag. And I mean, do you really need, when you go, like I said to you guys earlier on, when you go to FNB for a credit card, it's a quick process.
Effortless.
Sy gaan in daarso, sy vat jou ID saam en sy gaan sign. Why must we go through the same process of sitting in a queue? Daar kan mos banke wees daar met 4 mense. Jy help gewoon net met die mense. And when I also got there, I noticed that there's a lady sitting there, and I think she's the only one working. The other two that are sitting there is like they're up and down, up and down, up and down. It's like almost they're hiding themselves. So, with other words, they're hiding themselves so that one person is working alone, you know. So that is the other thing.
They're pushing time.
Because, you know, I think you're closer to 2 o'clock. They are done working. Hulle agterlaat maar as hulle klaar geweek.
I just want to say, so like Manette said in her post, these 2 lines, the lines you start when you get there to form that rights outside the building with no security to watch the people outside the building, whether it's 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, right? There's no protection. Then you move over to the second line, and I just want to make mothers aware or parents aware how it works. So your son then goes over to the second line. He then writes his ID, why is there, his name and his ID number, right? Then the children goes in alone. The mother has to sit outside. I want to ask, if they are underage, if the police now takes my son, which is 8 years old, and takes him to the police station, they must wait for me to get there before they can touch him, before they can question him. Am I right?
That's right.
Shouldn't that apply to Home Affairs as well? Because the feedback I gave, because a lot of mothers now, and this is what I don't like, and this is what I don't want for anybody. Mothers now has fear instilled of them, in them, to go fetch their children's ID. I can't tell a mother, don't worry, this podcast is going to change it for your child tomorrow. I'm not going to do that. But what I did do, I gave them safety tips. Make friends with the people behind in front of you. It's nothing to say hello, because when you do need to go to the toilet, ask them, just skip my spot. What Home Affairs should do is literally should have gone to the children's school. I'm sure they can find a way to...
But that's how it used to be back in the day. They came to our school. And they would help us with the IDs. They should do the
But now, especially now, and this is what I don't understand from the campaigns that we run or whoever runs. Why wasn't that? Because there's a lot of school children there. And I promise you, these kidnappers and thieves are so smart. Why are the people who is supposed to protect, help and serve us not as smart as them? Nothing makes logical sense. The security guard you spoke, the manager, security manager, that you spoke about. Why didn't he come in when, say, at 8 o'clock? When do they start work? 7:30? Because you only see them at 20 to 11. You just see them walk down and up and down and up. Nobody speaks to nobody there, right? Why doesn't he immediately take the people's ID numbers down? If it's load shedding, why don't they go look for the ID so long? Because these people you got in the line. So we eliminate that process from only doing it by the door. I mean, isn't that just forward thinking or simple thinking? 1 + 1.
Yes.
All of this could have been avoided.
It could have been avoided.
I mean, it is so sad, really and truly. I must go back 5 times. I don't want to have to drive where I want to go drive to Stellenbosch. I don't want to have to drive to Paul. People are driving to Paul. Petrol het nou net opgegaan. Maybe I just feel that with 5 kids, it's already too expensive. So if I can go to Wynberg, why can't I go to Wynberg? Why must I be afraid of this? And there's good ones there, eh?
There is.
But you can't have one good one person in a bunch of
rotten apples.
You're gonna make the error. Good apple rotten.
and it's true what you say, because I've noticed a lot of our people go to Paul, they go to other places. People, like I say, from here, me and you can maybe afford that. But like I say, the Oma, the auntie from Kefta, from Steenberg, it's easy for you to get up, take a train from Retreat to Wynberg if you're like a elderly person. You get on the train and you go get your ID. Now you have to wait. It is similar to the hospital system. You go in the morning and then tonight when you leave, you're not helped yet. Is that the type of service that we are accustomed to, that we have to get used to? And that is the sad reality. I want you to read more of the comments first, because I know many of them commented on that post, and I also understand what happened to Manette. It wasn't the first time it happened. Apparently there was another one like this that happened a while back as well, because somebody put it on one of the posts, where somebody said, but that happened to another lady as well. So it looks like an ongoing thing.
When I marched up at 2 o'clock, when they now handed me my stamp back, when I got upstairs, I started screaming at the people. Because by then I was red. And nobody knew. I had somebody on TikTok say to me, where did this happen? I work in Maynard Mall. I didn't hear nothing. How sad is that?
Management should also put up something. Management should have taken this and say, okay, but this happened in our mall. We'll take full responsibility. Go to Blue Route. Go to Canal Walk. They have proper securities. Not this guy standing there with baatjies wat te groot is vir hulle nie, So you don't want to laugh at them, but this is how I felt. I thought Kailitsa had the worst Home Affairs. Wynberg is the worst by far. That is my experience. Hoe kry die mense hulle jobs? No professionalism, nothing whatsoever. Dan sê dit daar so, there's people unemployed with the skills. Just go up quickly. There's people unemployed that have better skills. Employ the right people. We can't anymore with this type of service. SEPs is exactly the same. Hospitals, exactly the same. Home Affairs, government. And you know what? They raak so kwaad that people are in government institutions are on leave for months. They take months, weeks. And then when they come back, your query, it is not help, you know. So this is a illness that has infiltrated our government system.
Everything that government comes up with as a problem.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, with the trains, they're beautiful. I've seen them, but how long did it take?
Yeah.
Didn't we get the wrong tracks?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The biometric system. I was telling you about that young lady.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Gary sent me an article. The problem was in 2017. This girl is probably 18, 19. Right? So 2017, toe maak sy nog nie haar ID nie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nou wat sy haar ID maak, is die biometrics nog altyd 'n problem. And you know how many people get turned away for the biometrics? It's not even funny. So why would they let you do the biometrics but not inform you that there's a problem with your biometrics?
Yeah.
You know, so that you are aware when you come there what you're in for. Because isn't preparation key? Or is it not for everybody? Not for Home Affairs.
Not for Home Affairs.
Not for Home Affairs, eh? Too much to ask.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to read some of the comments because I did promise whoever commented. And this comment, can we have it up there? Sorry.
Okay, better up. Can you just open that file that I sent you earlier on?
Sorry, man, we had
So
load shedding.
Louisa Squire, she copied some of your comments in there, and then she created this with the comments and stuff, just so that we can, you know, use this as our base. Just go down.
So these are the Facebook complaints from Steenberg and Retreat ads and updates. So Alethea says, I feel for this parent and I know there is many that had a bad experience with that branch. Their attitudes are pathetic. I had a fall in with them last week when I was there. Day 1 from 9 till 3:30 to be told come back the next day. And then you go straight to the door. Day 2, get there at 8 and get told by the official he's working on a queue and I need to wait. And I go and complain if I want. He knows nothing is going to come from it. That's nice, eh?
Yeah, they know about it. As you complain with them, they don't care.
Try that at any other job.
They will fire you.
But that's the thing, is that not a fireable offense?
You should actually keep management. You should actually go to management's bosses, and you should complain. We must actually find out who's management bosses. And I think these people on here, they can maybe tell us, wie is die management's baas? Then we all send them emails. We should actually have a direct email address to the management, because these things can't go unseen anymore.
I put
Contact
up,
Mayor. The mayor is your buddy.
Yeah, but
He's your buddy.
but the thing is, but remember, that doesn't fall under local government. That falls under national government. So yeah,
but now can't the mayor of Cape Town?
You can speak to him.
Can't, because I did send him 2 emails.
You can talk to him, and they have ministers like you have Minister Becky Shelley.
Stay next one.
Then you have Becky Shelley. Then you have Minister Regan. It's better to go straight to Becky Shelley, because Becky Shelley is the Minister of Police. He's in charge of the police. So what I need to find out, who's in charge in Cape Town of Home Affairs.
Yes, please.
And from there onwards, then we tackle it. You don't want the mayor, you want the premier to address this, because the premier, I think these people fall in his, and I speak under correction field, falls under his how can I say, in his group, you know. So you need to have the premier here to have a look at it. Same with hospitals as well, but I'll find out.
You see, that is very informative. Like, I think half of us don't even know where to go. We don't know where to go. So if we don't know where to go, like I didn't know, I was thinking, who can I email?
Yeah.
And somebody said on one of the comments, email the mayor. So I was like,
Yeah.
mayor's email address.
Yeah.
And I've also realized a lot that we actually need to be more informative.
Yeah.
We need to. Because we don't know. We don't know how to deal and react with it, so we can get the solution. So I'm hopeful that you find out who's who here in the zoo.
I will definitely, because we want to have more of this. Not only this, but also the hospitals. SEPS, I do know, it is Becky Shelley, but I will have a chat and see who can assist us.
Look, it's a start.
You know?
It's a. So she says, okay. So she says, where were we? I only left there at 10:45. This is the only way to collect. The system is messed up and the people working there have major attitudes. Best to book an appointment at the bank, Standard Bank, South Africa, Promenade, give the best service when I took my daughter. Home Affairs, you may contact me. I have a few questions that can make your system work. But to collect an ID and stand in a queue all day is wrong.
Yeah.
The next one is, how do you say?
Nyla.
Nyla Albertine says, what bad service to be treated like this? What is our country coming to? Wendy Moses says, a colored guy there who thinks he owns the place. I have first-hand experience of sitting there since 6 till 2 with a disabled gent. Now, this is one of the stories that I feel also needs attention because they don't have the proper protocol in place, which it's government. You know, it's sad. I also feel after reading this, there should be a sister employed.
That's it.
In case anything happens.
You are right. Like that of a medic. There should be a medic.
A medic, yes.
Actually in the mall. If somebody should maybe collapse or so, or, you know, there should be. They in Dungasa in Kanawok. A friend of mine got sick in Kanawok at the Wimpy, and within 2 minutes they were there to help him take his blood pressure and stuff. So I think this is something. I think this also maybe indicates that Maynard Mall is not following protocols where they should have somebody in the mall.
Yeah.
I just think, look, hopefully after this, Maynard Mall gets a facelift.
Yeah.
It doesn't need so much a facelift.
Yeah.
It needs an internal lift.
Yeah, attitude.
You know, a clap. So so she and the reason why I want to highlight Wendy Moses is because from 6 till 2 with a disabled gent, I tried to explain that he is disabled numerous times, but was ignored. Imagine hoe Tati moet sy gevoel het.
Yeah.
Right? I do understand the immense pressure they are working under, but there is no need to treat people like dogs. Dogs is the actual word that I think we should use when you tell somebody, go there. You know? For those who urgently need a passport or ID, try to make a booking at Khayelitsha. There Khayelitsha comes up again. They have a generator. Can we clap hands?
Yes.
No, nice. Well done. Sorry, man. Where we now? They have a generator, which is awesome. And the service is also amazing. Khayelitsha, I'm coming for my passport.
But it's true. I just want to say, I thought it was the worst one. But after experiencing Wynberg, I would go back to Khayelitsha because when you get there, you don't know if your car is safe, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Now, the guys, if you have an online application and you got a number, the guy come in and there you go, you know. So the nice thing is this, you get service delivery at Khayelitsha.
Okay, Khayelitsha, I'm coming for you. Please, Khayelitsha, do not disappoint. And then she goes on, she says the branch manager also has a WhatsApp number that you can confirm if they have any operational issues.
Okay.
Now, I tell you, I'm not sure, and I don't want to say, does Wynberg have a WhatsApp number?
No, I don't think so.
Can anybody maybe let us know?
Yeah. If there's anyone in the studio, or anybody out there, does Wynberg have Wynberg Home Affairs have a WhatsApp line? I think in the time like this, you should have a WhatsApp line. How full are you? Service delivery should be, any business's number one point, because that's how you get your customers. That's in our case, that is how government makes money. Government makes money through service delivery by Home Affairs in places like this.
Yeah. So, you're gonna Google it. Sorry.
So it was
Generator operational. WhatsApp number that's operational. Marshall Holmes says, I would rather drive to Stellenbosch and get there early and leave early, arrive at 7:30 and departed at 11 a.m. within a week, we got the notifications that
Yeah.
the document is ready for collection. Well done, Stellenbosch. Look, we have to give credit where credit
That's
is
true.
due, right?
That's true.
We are not here just to tarnish.
To bash them, yeah.
Yeah, so sorry, man. Well done, Stellenbosch. Then we've got Kalo. Some Home Affairs staff, security included, tend to forget that they are there to do a job, to render a service. Do your job to the best of your
That's
ability, or work somewhere else so that the right people with the right mindset can have a job.
That's right. It is true. You have people that can do the job, it's unemployed. And here you have people that can't do the job, that is employed. So we need to balance the scale.
And funny enough, our unemployment rate, it's I think the last I heard, it was one of the highest.
It's one of the highest.
It's one of the highest
in the world.
In the world.
In the world.
I mean, if government, I just heard now, or you always hear, they say they've released billions for this project and this project. Please make your Home Affairs stations a priority.
Yes, yes.
You know, and also maybe have somebody or somebody independent.
Yeah.
To give the public the okay, they're good to go.
Yeah.
Because we can't trust everything government or service deliveries has a budget for, never works or never. I mean, the stadium, that one stadium they built that wasn't even a stadium, a paplanka.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
please, if there's any government official or you ask them to, if they can't put more effort for the disabled people and more staff, have security be security.
Yeah.
Have officials on the floor with security, you know.
And you're right. Yeah. Just go back to the comments there. But you are right. You know, you should have a company that sort of, they go in, what do you call it?
Audit.
Yeah, they go in audit. They go in audit. Okay, I don't think these places are being audited. And that also leaves a lot of room for corruption. So this is something the government need to look at, because the service doesn't improve. And nothing really, aside from the service delivery, I mean, they should have a bigger space actually in the mall.
Yes.
They have a small space there. If the space is bigger, then they can actually, the building used to be, I think it used to be the building behind the library. That used to be where, or next door, where Home Affairs used to be. They can't scale down because the people don't scale down, the people expand, it's more people.
Yeah.
But you have a smaller Home Affairs. So that is the things that they need to consider and they need to relook. And for that, we need to keep local government responsible as well as national government.
Can you just go a bit?
Yes, Dana.
Please. So Chris van der West says, always go to government department with money to a bride for quick service.
Yeah.
I actually responded to him. I didn't put my response there. I said to him, you're 100% correct because that's how we operate here in South Africa. You put a little 100 rand there and off you go. But do we really want to set that? Is that the tone now? Is that what we should teach our children?
Yeah.
Listen, when you go for your ID, make sure you have a 200 rand to bribe. No, man. Because nothing about bribing is honest. So I don't think, and look, I don't blame Chris van der West because they showed us over and over with corruption.
Yeah.
I mean, we're the worst country from our government to steal from us.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah.
So, Chris, I agree with you, but I don't think that should be our mindset. Rudolph says disgusting. Then Olivia Hartog says, Orange Louise, do you think she's going to care or even do something about it? I need to take my son for his, but keep putting it off because I'm scared of the service. I'm going to get, and also the long wait.
Yeah.
So I think Olivia's son's ID, it was one of a previous post, was ready in August. There was somebody last year.
Yeah.
But the fear is instilled in us to dread to go to Home Affairs.
Ja. Home Affairs is nou so, sy gaat nou na 'n gang-infested area toe. Sy wil nie daaraan gaan nie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yet it is normal people that is supposed to give us a service.
So imagine we now adapt, and that is why I want to encourage all mothers. Please, what happened to Manette and her son is not right.
Yeah.
But do not let them win by stopping your child from getting his ID.
Yeah.
Just be koop pepper spray, koop it's. But don't let them win, because I think the plan or how it's going is for people to stay away so that they don't have to work.
Yeah.
But it only sets you back.
Yeah.
So don't let them set you back.
Yeah.
Got a few numbers here, but there's no number. There's no WhatsApp number.
I actually saw there's a board outside, and the gentleman on this, the office manager is Nazim Andrews. So I think maybe we should have Nazim Andrews. Maybe we can get him to come and talk to us, because this is quite an urgent matter. I see his email address is also there. Maybe we just need to find out who's Nazim's boss. You know what?
Yeah, we just need to say that this is public.
This public information.
So we're not doxing anybody.
Yeah, this is on. If
you
go onto Facebook, this is on the internet. So you just type in the Wynberg.
Just Google it and you'll
As
find
hulle
them.
iemand gaan so gaan hulle by my so. I go put them on yesterday on Steve Again Retreat, individual photos.
Did you put photos on?
I did.
Okay, no.
Because they told me to take a picture and email, or take a
just to
picture
make
on
sure.
the door.
Yeah.
And then you email your complaint to them. So I said, everybody, here you go.
Yeah.
Look, the responses there wasn't great. What's his name again? Nazim Andrews had a nice comment on one of the posts.
Was he also? Did he comment on there?
No. It was somebody that said Nazim gave her excellent.
Okay.
And I said to her, you know what? Great for you. I'm happy, because it's one less person that has to experience their BS. So I'm happy. Everybody that had great service, good for you, because it's one less person being traumatized. So where were we? Lamise, am I? Oh, Olivia. I'm scared. Olivia, don't be scared. I know it's a crappy feeling as a parent, but I'm going to ask of you to just prepare yourself. Wake up, put in lunch, put in enough water. Make sure you don't need to go to the shop. So get everything the night before, and please go get your child's ID. He's going to need it soon. It is June exams. Lamise Hamid Lee says, been waiting 6 years. Can we please help this woman?
Every time I go,
Please.
they'll tell me I should wait for call. But now, if she's waiting for 6 years, how can she still wait for proof? They should tell her, look here, call this number, or me as the brand manager, Nazim, will send the email and find out where this woman's ID is. You can't tell the woman for 6 years, and they are not, you can't explain to them your situation. I'm sure this lady tried to explain her situation to them. This is what has happened, but they're probably ignoring her, you know. So this is actually, for 6 years, this lady's life has been put on hold.
For the birth certificate. I mean, you can't, the school wants a birth certificate.
You can't go to school, you can't go to hospital,
Sasa.
you can't get SASA, you can't go, and if you have to go study in the evenings or get a job. So Home Affairs is actually responsible for this person's life that is being put on hold.
Thank you very much, because I spoke to him when I received We'll Get to Her, and I said, Gareth, these people owe this woman a job at Home Affairs.
Yes.
Because she can't work.
Yeah.
So they owe her.
Yeah.
She's 25. They owe her that money. It's very simple.
So see Winston when she was sort of a teenager, 19 years old, and she's still waiting. She's 25 now.
So Letitia Hendricks, we trust that Stan knows the right people, ne? Like the mayor.
Yeah.
No, Letitia, I've got you, girl. I've got you, Letitia Hendricks.
Okay, I will find out from my side.
What I did was, I asked everybody for proof, because Stan, we can't help anybody if they don't have
They
proof.
must have proof, yeah.
So, okay, I have the slip. I'll send it to you.
Okay. The slip of the lady.
For 6 years.
Send it to me. Send me a copy of it. I will find out who the person is, and that must help them, because if they don't have an ID, then they must actually redo it for free of charge.
Yeah.
And then it must be processed.
Effortless.
Yeah. Process. She mustn't come and wait. So
Effortless.
So let us Nazim, or if anybody knows Nazim, please let him message us. I will also find out who is the person from government.
There is a regional manager there. It's an African lady. I think Nazim is the office manager. Gareth, is your phone on? Then you can show them the pictures. Because there's a regional manager there. Nazim is the office manager, I think, and he will show you who's the regional manager. So, Lambiz, Stan says, it's going to sort you out, girl.
Yeah, I'm going to try my very best. I'm going to find out who's in the zoo. But I think for 6 years, man.
There's more coming, Stan. I told you. I sent you a voice note, I think, where I said, wait for my stories. Then we have Natasha October. She says, oh my word, I must accompany my son to fetch his ID. That was supposed me done already. Went in August. Oh, okay, she's the lady. For August 22, also no SMS to collect. So I must go and see. What would your advice for her be? What must she take with?
To go and see?
No SMS.
No SMS, but this is the same as there's many other people.
2022.
We need to find out from government. I think we need to find out why isn't people getting SMS? Aren't the IDs processed? Isn't the SMS system working?
Metrics.
But I went for my ID 4 weeks ago, and I got my SMS 2 weeks ago. There's more people that went with me on a day that I know personally that also went for their passport and for the IDs 2 weeks later. Why is it that only certain people? So there must be a problem with the system. But okay, let us find out.
But here's she's a district regional manager, I think. Let's check.
And these people are also so difficult to get hold of.
Operations.
District operations.
Yeah.
So Manette says there that her husband tried to contact Home Affairs. Obviously.
No, she's not going to get through.
You know?
She's not going to get through.
So we go on to Jeremy. Is it Jeremy? Yes.
Jeremy.
So Natasha, please go and get your son's ID again. I can't stress this anymore. It is August 2022. Hopefully after this, people will have 20 security guards walking up and down. So Natasha, let us know. If you do go, you can let Stan know how it went or myself. Jeremy Mob says, make an appointment, get there. The systems are down, unable to set a new date. You must just come back and back. And I hope you will be helped again. Sorry, man. I get very sarcastic when I read this because I know what it is like. So I can just imagine hoe sug hy. As hy doen, because just sug. You know?
Because there's people that take leave. They don't get paid for the day. So now remember, you didn't get paid today, now you must take leave tomorrow again. You're not keeping like the girl waiting for 6 years, you're not only keeping them back from their lives, but you're also not allowing them to make a living because they have to come back and back and back again. And for something that are paid for, if you go buy shoes at Mr. Price, when you go fetch it, do you want your shoes now or you want your refund? Why can't we do the same with Home Affairs?
You can't get your ID if you don't pay. They won't even look at you.
The process there is that when you go there in the beginning, when you went for your ID, apparently they must send it to Pretoria. And then they must get your documents from Pretoria.
It's the biometrics, so, I think, no?
Why must we go all the way to Pretoria for all our documents? Why is it not in Cape Town?
No, the thing is, I think it's the capital, that's why
it has always been there. So what they do is they record all the information there. So it needs to go there. But I think the process can just be maybe a bit easier. It's because somewhere along the line, someone isn't working. That's why it's taking so long.
So what did he say? He says the systems is offline. Okay, we all know Wynberg doesn't have a generator. I think the best thing for people to do is maybe load it on the load shedding app. Wynberg's. So that you don't go there. Don't waste your time. Rather do the ESCOM thing and make sure that you're not caught up in the systems being down, because it takes them about an hour to reset the system once load shedding is back on.
Then you have to wait. But this is also what I want to say. Why can't they work on the Saturdays just to catch up? You know you in arrears. Can't we make Saturdays? Okay, Saturdays from 8 till 12 we're going to have for the next 3 months. Just to get things, pay the people overtime. We don't mind. But at least for the next 3 months, have your system, because load shedding is throwing us out completely. If you have 8 o'clock till 12 o'clock, if you have load shedding, this is South Africa. Now only 12 o'clock they're going to work. Let's say 2 o'clock they have load shedding. Again, there's a possibility for like 2 hours. They're only going to help in the 2 hours, maybe 30 or 20 people.
Not even.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Because the way, did you see them walk from the...
I saw, but I chip up his coat.
No, but the pace that they walk in is like, they are strolling, nobody's waiting on them. But you're 100% correct. I also wanted to know the working hours. Because if they get to leave at 4 o'clock, what is the time that, because they close at what? 4 or 3:30?
Half past 3, yeah.
So what happens? Do they do filing or do they do, what is the actual time of leaving the building?
I think they leave 5 o'clock. If I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
mistaken. It's because I've seen them still being there. But what was so quiet Wednesday, they could work overtime because people were scaling. And the one guy said, okay, we can work overtime. I also feel there was about 7 people there that were still standing after 20 past 2. They could have let the people in.
Yeah.
The people had to go away because they came, one lady came there 11 o'clock. And she didn't get a number.
Sure.
And from 11 to stand there from 11 for a groot vrou. There was a young girl also there. She was pregnant as well. And some people feel, and like when the one guy made a scene, the other lady felt that he was being a bit too much. So I said to her, no, he's not too much. He's just speaking his mind. This guy comes from, what's the place's name here? From Pelican Park. From Pelican Park to Wynberg. It's his 3rd day that is going there. He is a truck driver. So he needs his passport to cross the borders. So now he can't work. So I think he went yesterday they again. I don't know if they helped him. But it's an inconvenience.
You know?
It's inconvenience.
Even with collections, if you know you're going to have load shedding upstairs, have a computer set up downstairs.
Yes.
So that you can carry on with the people that you have in your room.
Yeah.
The people that are standing in the line, look, it's obvious that.
But at least they're trying then. You know,
so
at least
they're
try.
doing something also to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Instead of having, like we had to battle to get the ID because you can't let us come there and we're in the room.
Yeah.
And you're
Load shedding happens
Yeah.
and then everybody just, we're done working now.
But they disappear.
Yeah, they just disappear.
Yeah.
Slowly. Then the manager comes up. What can I do?
Yeah.
Almost like the manager's gonna calm us down. I was boiling when they told me I must come again tomorrow. I can't come again tomorrow. I need to make money.
Yes.
I need to go work.
But it's true. You can't come again tomorrow. It's not like you're working on their shift.
No.
If you don't work.
They want us to work on this shift.
No,
I can't do that.
They're ridiculous.
And I'm glad we made a noise there because I made him understand your process and the way I'm talking about your process is the exact same thing. So don't try and confuse it.
Because they like to confuse you to get their way. And I think the only reason why we got our ID because we threw the broken system in their face. So we hit them back with what they did wrong and they had nothing to say back. Because again, I'm going to say, why could I get my ID at 4 o'clock, but the office closed at 2?
Yeah.
So them giving me my ID actually screwed them. Think about it. Anybody can demand their ID. If they close that office at 2, you tell them about me that got my ID at 4. What they going to tell you? What makes you different from me? Let me tell you nothing.
Yeah, they can help you, man.
They can help you.
It's all USB ports. They can take the USB out, they go plug it in down at the bottom computer. The program is there.
Yeah, but now also if at the bottom, if there's a generator at the bottom, why not set somebody up there just in case when it goes down?
Exactly. That's what I asked him. Why don't you have somebody downstairs and they can issue the passport or the IDs?
It's like they don't think, man.
They don't
But
want
doesn't
to.
Mr. Price have a generator? Doesn't ShopRite have a generator?
The other shops have generators,
Now this is government.
Yeah.
This is government.
Yeah.
As ShopRite a generator kan it. Hoe kan government a generator? It doesn't add up, man. It doesn't make sense. Gordon says, I've been waiting 6 months for my passport after going to Home Affairs 3 times and paying the registration, still nothing.
Almost a gun. Some people apply for like a gun license.
Marlene says, I've applied for a
Is the
passport and I at the same time got my passport in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago. I applied for my passport and I at the same time got my passport in 2 weeks ago.
And she didn't get the ID yet. So she got the passport. I think it is ID, isn't it?
Okay.
So
ID.
So on the same day she applied for a passport and for ID, but she never got the ID. She got the passport.
But now, what is the issue then? Because I don't think then the passports is such a problem.
I think it's maybe the machine. I read something about the machine. There's something wrong with the machine.
I know the department, the
driver's license as well.
That machine.
Yeah.
I didn't know because what I'm picking up, it's not so much the passports here.
Yeah.
So if they can answer us and just let us know why there's such a problem with the IDs. Bev Erickson made an appointment online at the same time as my son. 2 phones, 2 appointments. Got an appointment for him on the day, but mine was the next day. Tried calling Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, we just said thank you. Home Affairs. To combine the appointment, which makes sense.
Yeah.
They don't answer their phones or their emails or their WhatsApp. We take it back. We take it back. Both of us went. They refused to attend to me. Inside was empty. Shame.
The manager was so rude. I think that is the main thing about Home Affairs. The manager was so rude. I think that is everywhere.
But imagine you go and it's empty.
Yeah, there's nobody.
Imagine there's nobody and the manager didn't want me to sit inside. Then they tell my son, listen to this. Then they tell my son, his expired passport has never been booked out in the system. It will take a month to correct and he cannot apply for a passport. That is an internal problem.
Yeah.
So if Nazim, if you can just give, I think, Bev, clarity, if you are going to, on what this means. Because this is, it says what? He applied for it, but it wasn't booked out and he can't get it. He can't make another passport. Yeah. But they can make an application for a maxi passport. I'm not sure what that means.
I think it's temporary passport, maxi.
Double the cost, of course. So now she has to pay twice for one thing.
Yeah.
Well, it took 2 months to have his passport issued. Okay, so he's got his passport. I went to Wynberg to get a passport. Same story. Your expired passport wasn't booked out. Despite me telling Stellenbosch to fix it. Then they say I made an online application, here we go, in 2021 for a passport renewal, which they declined without my knowledge or notifying me. Due to the passport, can we just have it a bit up, please?
I think you can move your mic a little bit forward.
Forward, yeah.
Okay.
Can you just move this a bit up for? There we go.
Both. We now application. I went to Wynberg to get a passport. Same story. Your expired passport was booked out, despite telling me, telling Stellenbosch to fix it. So they say I made an online application in 2021 for a passport renewal, which they declined without my knowledge or notifying me. Due to this passport not booked out issue. Needless to say, I could not be assisted as they say it's an online application, has to be cancelled and it couldn't be done that day in the offices and it would take a month. Needless to say, I still haven't been able to apply for a new passport. This is 2021, so it looks like, Bev, you need to stay at home.
Yeah.
That's what Home Affairs is telling you. Bev, again, I think, Stan, you will try there.
We will have to find out the process. So if there's anybody out there, anybody that knows management, I will see from my side, on the political side, who I can talk to. But if you know the people out there, we can talk to. We don't want to fight. We just want to know the process. And I'm sure there's more Bevs, there's more Cheryls, there's more Marlins. So we need to help the people. At the end of the day, people are spending a lot of money because of incompetence. and because of not being helped, you know. So here's something here, Cyril Palacios.
Can you do that?
Yeah. I'm very interested in this one. My daughter applied for a passport in February. She only received it on the 10th of May. After waiting from the 6th the morning, from waiting 6 the morning till 2 the afternoon. They took 3 people so slowly to hand out passports. Why must you wait that long just to collect? And there is a problem that I have. She had to change a flight twice, which cost her 4,000 rand. Now, the inconvenience of this government and Home Affairs on local law-abiding citizens. These people are paying taxes. These people they didn't ask for the passport for free or the ID. They're paying for it, so they should receive a service. We can't go on like this 2024. We can't go on like this. We have become accustomed to crap service. In, like you mentioned earlier on, in the private sector, if you chat back to a client, you can lose your job. I come from the client service representative desk. My client kan so beskof wees met jou en sy kan hoe reg wees. You don't backchat a client. You be professional. You tell him, meneer, dis die probleem, ons gaan jou help. Geef my tydjie af, vloek jou ma uit. Sy kan niks sê nie. And in this case, we demand the same from government. I mean, the banks are not taking over government jobs. The banks are now,
Exactly.
the banks are helping government now. It shouldn't be like that.
Exactly.
Unless we have to privatize. Let's privatize, just like we're going to do everything else. ESCOM must be privatized. What's the other place? SIA must be privatized. Let's also privatize Home Affairs, because you can go for your ID now to FNB, Standard Bank. I think that is the solution. And that will mean if the private company takes it over, you will get client service.
Not just that. If they, it's obviously documents
You
you
can
have
work from
to you have to fill in. If they get an outsourced data capturing, outsource, and I mean that's now job creation. I'm not saying take it away from your employees or put your employees on short term. I'm saying get help.
Yeah.
So if you I mean, data capturing is 1, 2, 3. If you worked in admin, you can do it close eyes, because it's just making sure that you capture what is on the page.
Yeah.
If they outsource that,
you
know what? Ek sal dit goed doen. Hulle net kyk oor dit.
Ja.
En maak verseker die mense is eerste, because it's literally now you get they capture it, but dan spel hulle mense se naam verkeerd and there's nothing you can do. En nou is jy nie meer 'n Andrea nie, jy's 'n Andrea nie, jy's 'n Andrea or iets soos
dat.
dat.
Or jy's 'n Andrew.
And jy's 'n Andrew, but I mean that happened to a lot of people because nobody actually looked at attention to detail.
Yeah. That's the other thing that we have. We don't have quality people, quality checkers. It is a problem for government to give this type of service. We should be worried about who is looking after us, who is our government.
Or get people in, train people. Like I say, if I must do customer training with their staff, I will do it, because we come from the insurance background as plumbers.
Yeah.
And you can imagine, some people just feel, as a plumber or any service provider, you need to do a job. Imagine we tell the clients this. You will lose your job. The client will phone within 5 minutes. It will be pack your bags and leave.
Yes. But that's another problem.
No, I get it, but I'm saying, what I'm saying
with
is,
government, they just don't care.
They don't
but we need to,
you can touch them on the bad parts, and they just not going to worry.
But Gareth, I also think we need to change the narrative. We need to start changing our way of thinking. If we are going to go in with the attitude like, this is government, this is government, you're never going to see light. And one person cannot do this. It is such a lot of strain, where if everybody just said, yes, at the same time, that's a hell of an echo. How many people are we in Cape Town, or only up until Wynberg services?
Yeah.
Why don't we all just say yes?
Yeah.
Isn't it if you reach 20,000?
Yeah.
Then they must take note.
We can easily stand outside. Or
Exactly.
kan reg om Wynberg Mall staan.
Yeah.
And we can say, this boy was almost kidnapped, nothing was done. That is the first thing. Then we stand there the same day also with boards and say, but we're not happy with Home Affairs. But like I come back to you guys, also mense wil nie saam staan nie. this is not only a problem for the colours, it's a problem for the colours, the black people, the white people, for everybody.
Yeah.
But until such a time where we realize that we are our worst enemies, things are not going to change. We can do this broadcast. 3 months from now on, I will message you again. Nothing has happened.
But that
until we stand
that
together.
That's what I was afraid of as well.
And tell him, you know, this morning, I didn't hear from you yesterday. And I also needed to practice a lot of patience because I'm a very, as ek warm is, as ek warm, you know. And I was like, no, I'm not going to message. This man must be busy.
Yeah.
He must be, just wait your turn. And before you sent the voice, I was like, you know what? I did my best. I need to be okay with, I did my best. I did try. And then you sent the message. I said to him, I wanted to cry. No, seriously, because at least something is being done, and we don't know.
Yeah.
Before I used to make posts like this of stuff asking the people, "Don't you guys think we must get together?" I probably look crazy,
Yeah.
you know, because it's heartbreaking that we don't want to stand up. We would rather have a colored government official tell a mother whose son just has been kidnapped, jy sal wag.
Yeah.
Because her aim was to let that child come back tomorrow. It was as clear as daylight. So no, man. There's just that one girl story with 2018, 25 years old. Can we?
Yeah. So.
I don't want to keep you guys up also.
We still have a few minutes.
Okay.
But I think this is important because, guys, I want to ask you guys also, please share this broadcast. It's important. If you want something to be done, we're not asking for money. Just share this broadcast. The right people will see it, I know, on my page, but let's make a noise. If we can get 300, 400 people sharing this tonight or over the next few days, this will become a viral video. And we want this to go viral. We want people to know the bad service in Home Affairs. And especially we want to put the focus on Wynberg.
Please.
Yeah.
You would make me a very calm and passive mother who has to raise 5 children. And I mean, all the mothers that I've read out so far, if we can get that, so if you can get your friends and your family, this should calm down your inside fear, because the worst fear is not the outside fear, it's what comes inside of you. So please share. I don't know much about these things and stuff like that. So, but you will let me know. You were reading? Was it?
Yeah, is it this one here, DM Facebook from Adelia?
Yes. So Adelia started speaking to me, obviously from the Steenberg and retreat, and she inboxed me this. So and it says there, "Hi there, I applied for my ID number at Home Affairs in Cape Town in 2018. Due to that, I was never registered, and that was supposed to take 6 to 9 months. I'm still waiting. Every time it's the same stories. We will phone you. Do they actually phone you? Do you know?" If they phone you.
They're not going to call you. They don't call you. From the people that I've spoke with yesterday, there was a lady yesterday that actually said they were going to call her back. She had to go again, and eventually she just gave up. Because I think she was also waiting for the SMS.
Okay, because I don't know why they would say they would call the people if they never do.
Yeah.
But they never do. It's been 5 years now. I go check every 2 months.
Yeah.
However, it's been the same story. I can't work. I can't do anything without my ID. And this is the part that broke my heart. Can you please help me?
And this is where I feel the managers should have been somebody, a complaint desk or inquiry desk, where this girl can go to and say, okay, this is my situation. There's nothing like that. If you come there, the guys just tell you, no, go.
I think in a previous post, and I can't remember
the
name. I can't remember the name. That official told her, go and complain. Nothing is going to happen. So
I've seen that firsthand as well.
You see,
at another branch, the guy actually said to the guy was actually rude to him. One of the staff members. He said, "You are rude. You are rude to me. Give me your number." Hey, here's my number. Yeah, you can do me nothing. The guys, you can do me nothing. You can complain. They can do me nothing. It's like almost these guys are protected.
But then what do they tell them in the morning staff meeting? Is it Leraito? So guys, you tell the people no. You tell the people no. Because in a staff meeting or in in any meeting you go like, we're going out there today.
Yeah.
This is our target. This is
Yeah.
what. Let's get some good complaints.
Yes.
Why don't we put the challenge to Home Affairs to have a commentary piece of paper where people they have a box
Yeah.
and we see if they are listening and see how much what do you call it, compliments.
How
Rate
people
them.
rate them, right? Yeah.
Rate them
The reviews.
because they shouldn't look at it as an attack.
Yeah.
Please, Home Affairs, don't look at this as an attack. Look at it as we want to make you better.
Yeah. Improve yourself.
Improve yourself. Nowadays, we shouldn't look when people say, oh, I think you should do this. Don't couple bad, negative feelings, man. Take it as, you know what? Let me try it. And then go thank that person afterwards,
Yes.
man. Because what did it do?
Yeah.
It only improved you.
Yeah. Yes.
So maybe we should have Home Affairs, if it's possible. Do you think they will?
I don't know.
Or
but
am I dreaming big here? Am I at Worcester Station already?
I don't know. I don't know with this government. I don't know. But I think if government should also say, let's say there's a competition, the brands can win a tickets for the best brands at the end of the year. You guys win tickets and you guys can then go overseas or wherever. Make a competition. Or just employ the right people, because remember at work where we work, we get paid for it.
Yeah, we get paid for it.
You have competitions, yes, but I think also
No, man, that is now giving. Now we're trying to toy and throw stuff.
Yeah.
They have a contract. They signed a contract. Can I say they get 13th check and medical aid and housing subsidy?
yes.
No, I just want to ask, is it true? Is it true?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I can say that you get all of that.
Take
Let
it
me
with-
tell
yeah.
you that in the public sector, you're lucky if you get the pension fund. If you don't do your own thing, you get nothing.
yes.
So I asked her, sorry, I just want to get back to her. She can't work without an ID. Can you please help? Lou, I asked her a question because if you were never registered, how did you go to school?
Yeah.
And this is Adila's response. No, I couldn't, because there was always a problem or an issue with my birth certificate. Adila means is 25 years old.
Only 25 years old.
So she couldn't go to school. Look, back in the day, and I think because our parents, our colored parents, was not that trained or informative. Some of them didn't feel the need to go and register us. It's only now, I think, where by law, you can get arrested if your child don't go to school
Yeah,
or you don't
yes.
But it wasn't a must. And we come from a lot of ugly backgrounds. I'm not saying this is Adila's background. I'm just saying, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
So Adila, she says, but I'm planning on night school. So Nachi has a dream.
Yeah.
Adila,
Yeah.
you dream girl.
It's only the ID that's holding it back.
I don't know, my face.
But it's only, so this is, she's planning on going to night school. But I also need my ID.
Yeah, yeah. You actually sent me all this. I will find out to who I can also send this so that they can see.
I've got a number in my inbox if
know,
you need it.
Yeah, I am gonna send this. I'm gonna make homework over the weekend. I'm gonna talk to all the counselors, to people that know what's happening. Somebody must know someone, and then we're gonna try and see, because this is something that needs attention.
Yeah.
We need to look at this better, because tomorrow they're gonna do the same again. You can have another Adila. Now you're sitting with 50 Adilas, 100 Adilas, because my face is incompetent. But guys, also no baie gepraat
Yes,
but thank you so much. I think it's valid stuff. I can see from the comments and from the views, people are consistently watching.
Okay.
People are watching. What I like about this platform, many cases, many times, 70% out of 100%, the right people are watching. So I hope they are watching, and I know they are watching, and that we take this further. Let it not just only be that we only spoke about it now. I will send this to my journalist friends, and I'll ask them who can write something about it. And maybe we get the people, and there's an article out there, but we need to make a noise.
Yeah.
A few months ago, and it happened in the studio. We had the veterans from the army. They were struggling to get their pension money for a long time. And we had interviews with him, and this is one of the feel good stories and they struggled really to get their The one guy messaged me 3 weeks ago, they are busy with our pension money. because we made a
Nice,
noise.
man.
We made a noise. So I think the same with this as well. You must keep me accountable. Stan, daar gaat er niks aan nie. No, you must keep, maybe get it.
Love
What are we doing? And have more shows on this. The last thing that I just want to mention, I also, because people are, mense is bang om te praat, man. So we had a lot of complaints about Mitchell's Plain District Hospital.
Okay.
And we got also a story in a paper, but then we stopped. I think things like this, you need to come back in 3 months and say, have things improved? Now you come again on, now maybe we have another person, 2 people on that experience it, and we consistently do this for the rest of the year. And then we have a toy. A toy is how? We get all the people that had bad service, one Friday afternoon, then we take leave go. We staan daar voor en is toy. And we get the cameras. I think that is the way
I
forward.
like that. I like that. And if we can start with that.
We can do that.
If you can maybe push for that. And obviously, ask people, when is convenient for you?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to inconvenience anybody. We don't want you to lose money. And we don't want you to waste your time. We are not home affairs.
Yes. Unfortunately, we're not going to damage anything. So we're going to go
Peaceful.
there. Let's say the people of this week all had a bad experience. Let's say all of them come together Monday morning. Before we go to work, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or 9 o'clock, we just stand there for an hour and we peacefully protest. Dat hulle begin te bang raak, maar jy kom die mense weer, ons maak 'n las van onsself. And I think that's the only way. When people toy for free water, for free housing, they get things right.
They get away.
We want a toy for just the service delivery, man. We are paying for it.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that is the way forward. Let's look at this. Keep me honest. Come back in 2 months' time.
Okay.
I will see now in a week who can help us. In 2 months' time, we continue again. Otherwise, we're just going to talk.
Yes,
And
definitely.
mensen gaan het see, but you want the right people to take
Yes,
notes.
please,
We give
man.
him 2 months.
That's one time.
Yeah.
Just one time.
Just one time.
Just one time.
And we can do it. I believe there's power in unity. But I want to say thank you to Gareth and to Louise for coming. I think we spoke about a lot.
Yes.
And all those people that said something, we read out their comments,
Yes.
which is very important. There's more comments. There's a lot more comments. But I think it's important for us to keep government accountable. You can't say vote for us, but you give us this type of service where we have youngsters that can't go and study, youngsters that can't go to university or go and work. I mean, she was 19 years old. I think it's almost the 6 years. 6 years of her life has been a waste. Waiting for government to come back to her. Because you can literally do nothing.
Nothing.
But as jy nou smokkel en hulle vang vir jou, dan is jy tronk toe.
Yeah.
You know? So that is the type of things that we have. But I want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you, Nantel, for making yourself available.
Thank you. And
He's
patience.
actually a stay-at-home dad, eh? He's one of the lucky dads. The stay-at-home dad. En hy speel maar net.
But he looks familiar.
Ja.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for being so warm and welcome. And thank you for listening.
Yeah.
I think I feel much better. My husband has a much
Calm
clear head. Shame.
Yeah.
He suffered. But thank you. And let's see where it goes.
I think it is, if you have complaints of any other branches, call me. Out of this now, this podcast is now born because I at least want to have twice a month complaints.
Yes.
We need to talk about these things and we need to get, things going. Mense roep jou met karre, mense roep jou met alles. And we need to be transparent, but also we need to stand up for ourselves. This is the thing that we always hear from our parents and from ourselves. Ja, maar die gebeur nie wat mense se areas. You know why? They stand together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hulle gaan maak 'n noise.
Yes.
And it's not about race and anything. It's just that we need to learn that concept of standing together changes things. But thank you so much to you guys and Cape Flight Stories, to our listeners from Cape Town and across the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do share this. If there's any journalist out there, please contact me. Anybody that have information about Home Affairs, who do we contact? But I want to talk to the bosses. I don't want to talk to the guys here on the floor.
Talk to the mayor.
Yeah, I'll talk to the mayor.
The DA mayor.
I'll talk to the
Because
mayor.
there is the-
He's actually a nice guy. I'm actually watching rugby with him tomorrow.
And then
So,
please ask him,
I
saying
will-
that I'm going to call in a favor. I know you
I
5 minutes, but please ask him to, because I did put this girl,
Yeah.
I sent it to him. If he
Yeah.
can just, I don't know,
Yeah.
does he look at his own emails?
Yes,
but if he
somebody,
can
yeah.
just start with her.
I will look. They all watch this. I can tell you this.
Okay.
I'm okay. Even for E. Jacobs, I'm okay. So they will come back, and I will reach out to them. But I think we need to put emphasis on this. This is what we need to fight for. We need to get this. This is where the small parties can also come in. You have to make it political because this is a department that is run by government, and government is politics. So we need to make it political. But I'll chat with the mayor. I'll hear what they say. I'll chat to Faiz. I'll hear what they say. What can we do? How can we improve? If they tell me they can't improve anything, then we have to tell them.
What is that? What do they do when they cut everything off en dan loop ons Kaap toe?
Ja, loop ons Kaap toe, ja.
Kyk, dit gaan daar op die statue
Ja,
staan.
ja.
Ons kan vir hom chain.
Ja.
You know? But then look, at the end of the day, if push comes to shove, because it's not going to get better, so decide in which South Africa you want to live in. I know, I don't want to leave Cape Town.
No, it's a beautiful city.
In the world.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
But thank you.
No, thank you guys. En ja, kom ons kyk, kom ons hoor wat sê die mense in government and local, national. En ook, I will be going there in the week as well to Wynberg. I will be speaking to the manager. I'll see if I can get hold of Nazim. I mean, for me to go 6 o'clock in the morning to go stand for a passport. Ek is klaar moeg al. Ek nou net om te dink. So they need to make it easier. Otherwise, we must just put up something. We boycott Wynberg. We tell people to go to other places. No, that is it. Because remember, if Wynberg don't make money, just like the post office, they're gonna close down. They're gonna lose their job.
So
and we need to be honest. If we don't support Wynberg, if we don't support Home Affairs, if let's say people go to the one in the CBD or the one in Kairicha, if Wynberg don't get, they're gonna need less staff. Daai auntie wat vir so slim hou, ek is sorry om dit te sê, sy gaan jou werk verloor. And it is just the other thing. We need to boycott it.
Yeah.
Because if that boy, something went wrong with the boy disappeared, can say for yourself, dan moet hy maar vandag gestres. Ek could have committed suicide. I mean, still today, she's still probably feeling it. I mean, we are parents. When our children are sick, when there's something wrong with them, it upsets us because we are the protectors. So we shouldn't let, first of all, Wynberg Home Affairs get away with this. And also, Maynardville's management as well.
Let's not forget about Maynard Mall. And again, guys, if you're going there, watch your children because I don't think they really care to what happens. And this is how our children go missing.
Yeah.
But thank you
very
much.
Thank you so much.
My heart is happy tonight.
At least you spoke about it. I think the main thing is you guys spoke about it. More people viewed. I can tell you this was a very interesting one because people were watching consistently. Okay. So it is going to go out there. People are going to take note, but I want the right people to take note.
Yes, please, man.
So that we can take it further. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we will be back in 2 months' time. You keep me accountable.
Yes.
So that is from us. That is it from us. And we will have the show again soon with Louise and her husband and maybe more people. And also, if you have any complaints about something else, ek weet iemand het my gemessage vandag en gesê hulle complain oor die vis. Hulle moet betaal om vis te transport, a permit fee, but I want to just look into it. So I want you guys to message me, email me. I might not look into stuff immediately. I am busy. I'm only the only person that looks at the emails, but I will get back to you. So please, any complaints, message me. And then we need to have the show on a Friday where we talk about these things and ons wys hulle uit. So, lekker aand en ons gesels weer. Cheers.